What the hell is going on? 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 I traveled far to be with you, then you leave me, girl. That's not cool. I never thought that this could happen. What the hell is going on? 'Cause I love you, I need you. Said I see you moving on the dance floor. I never thought that this could happen. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on, baby? Tell me what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? 'Cause there was a time you were here with me, girl. All things were fine, lost and happily, baby. Then you decide that you're not gonna be mine. Well, I lost my mind. This life is not for me. 'Cause I love you, I need you. Said I see you grooving on the dance floor. I never thought that this could happen. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Yeah. What the hell is going on? Tell me what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on, baby? What the hell is going on?
Shibby-dibby-doo. Please hold.
Is my mic up?
Ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-doo. Shibby-dibby-doo. Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Goodness, what the hell is going on? Man, I mean, I really love that song, but not played like.
It's still doing it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what is going on? What the hell is going on?
Do you have it like streaming on there?
No, everything's good. Okay, hold on. Is it still doing it? Okay, does that work? I mean, that is working.
Right here. Do you have that open?
No. It's oh, maybe. I don't know. Let's check that out. Shibby-dibby-doo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. My name is Kelvin.
Close that out. I'm Taylor.
And together we are the CIA in Duel. Like, that's amazing. So right before the show, we always do like a guest warm up. We test out the stream. And so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but we were playing Duel. So but we're good. We're better now. Okay. What don't break us makes us. Okay, so now we know not to do that. Well, I don't know exactly what happened, but we'll figure it out. So, welcome to the show. How you doing, Tay?
Good. It's September. It's starting to get a little bit cooler out, but we have some good topics this week as well, right?
And so, one of the things you said last week was, you hope that this week's topics are going to be better. How do you feel about this week's topics?
Yeah, it's not as bad as last week. It's not. There's a couple things. Actually, there's one thing that's not on the agenda, but I totally want to discuss it. And that is two things. The cancellation of the Kardashians. That makes me happy. But then the revitalization of Golden Girls.
Golden Girls, baby, with an all-black cast.
Right.
And guess what? I, for one, am here for it.
Right. I'm
here for it. I'm living for it. I'm dying for it. I mean, I love it. I love it. We got some. I don't know the. I posted on Call in America, but the names of the actresses they miss me. They lose me right now. But we did some research on it, and so they posted this image, and the image is of the Golden Girls, and they're all wearing their like signature garb, if you will, in very distinct colors. And so the image of the new cast has each one of the women in the same colors as the character they're going to play. But what was the issue there, Tay?
It didn't align with it, but
it didn't align with it. It was some weird. So if you guys know that and saw that and had the same questions as we did, go ahead and post in the comments. What's up, guys? If you guys are out there, post in the comments. Please share the stream. Oh goodness, please share the stream because we want to get the word out there, and we want to talk to all you beautiful people. Tay, what are the topics for this week's show?
So we are going to be discussing echo chambers, right?
Echo chambers. What are echo chambers?
So basically, it's where people live and surround themselves by the same ideals and concepts of their own. So it doesn't allow critical thinking. It doesn't allow external views, and it doesn't allow growth, essentially. So it just takes your beliefs and pushes them forward and elevates them and escalates them. But what's harmful about that is a lot of what we're seeing today, where it's siloed effects.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're essentially preaching to the choir. So we're going to get all into that. What is our next topic? T West,
the Southern California fires.
Yeah, man. Gosh,
babies, parties, and
what a way to start your life, right? To start your life, like that's going to always be a story that is told for the rest of your life. I mean, unless your parents kind of say no, that they keep that from you. But I'm sure you can find out. Like that's just such a way to start your life. Go ahead.
Well, and I saw an article like it's burned 16,000 acres, right? And it was only at 25% capacity, or putting out the fire at 25%. As of Tuesday, it's now Thursday, so I'm not sure where they're at with it. But I was wondering if there's any sort of like legal ramifications or persecutions for the
That's a great question.
People that started the fire.
That's a great question.
Even though it was unintentional and it was an accident.
Yeah, but I mean, most fires are unintentional. People are going against.
Yeah, if it's intentional, it's arson, right?
Right. Absolutely. But most fires are people just like, yeah, you're absolutely right. But most fires are just people, going against the rules, right? You're not supposed to have a campfire. You have a campfire. Spark gets lit up, and now we have a whole forest fire. That's exactly what happened on our trip out to Bear Lake, was it?
Sure.
Yeah. Here in Arizona, man. It was like one of the biggest fires ever recorded, and it was from somebody having a campfire. Yeah. And like they took out the entire, like we drove through like a desert. I mean, we were already in the desert, but we drove through like mountains of just burnt trees. It was insane.
Well, on one side of the road, it was
insane,
burnt to a crisp. On the other side of the road, it was all green and foresty. So it was kind of like 50-50.
Yeah. So it's devastating, right? So, but again, those are just people not following the rules and kind of wanting to live in their own world. And so now we have
the baby party in the middle of nature. Like, was that someone's house?
They were exploding things, man. They got some explosives. This is some people who into explosives, which I'm not judging that at all. I love it. I love fire. I love fire.
Baby gender reveals too far.
Well, we're going to talk about that. What is our final topic, Taylor?
Our guest, right?
Our final topic is the COVID-19 vaccine, baby.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Trump is telling us that we potentially could have a COVID-19 vaccine by November, by election time, which in my opinion is very convenient. But I want to know,
asking cities to prep up. But didn't Dr. Fauci?
Yeah,
I like Tucci. He is saying it's not going to happen until 2021. That's
it's not even that it's not going to happen. If it does happen, Trump will push it through because that's going to help him win. Again, that's just my opinion. But Fauci says no. Like that's insane. That's insane to try to get on a vaccine. I kind of agree with Fauci. I want to know what you guys think about it. Let's talk about our guests, ladies and gentlemen. We have Divine, Acuna, and Shea. Oh my goodness. Shea, that's just how I know her. I know her as Shea
Johnson, right?
Shea Johnson, that's right. Shea Johnson, baby. It's Shea DK Johnson.
Yeah.
So we got Shea DK Johnson and Divine Acuna from Sip and Shade, might I add, and they're going to be our guest host today. And really, really excited to get their perspective and their opinions on what's going on in America right now. We're gonna get right to that. But before we do, let's go over some house rules. You're on this show. Your opinion is not right. It is yours. All right. We welcome all opinions. I'm very strong about my opinions. Taylor's strong about his opinions. But those are our opinions. Those are our individual opinions. And we use a space to speak our truths. And so you can too. Okay. And it's all about discussion. It's all about dialogue. Your opinion is not right. It is yours. Once we've got all our opinions out of the way, what is the solution? How do we move together and how do we come forward? So that's rule number one. Rule number two, if you're calling in, when you call in, you'll get about 2 minutes to speak your truth, right? So we're not speaking with you. I mean, we are going to be speaking with you, but we're not having a dialogue with you per se. You can definitely call in when you see the number on the screen. Call in, speak your truth, either state your opinion or ask a question or both. Do your thing.
What's the phone number?
The phone number is 585-502-7922. Ladies and gentlemen, call me now, but don't call me now. All right, without further ado, call me now. We're gonna start right off with Shea. Shea Johnson, welcome to the stream. Boom. Welcome to the stream, my love. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I know. Can you hear me?
I absolutely can hear you. So I said, welcome to the stream. How are you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. By the way, it's Shea DK.
Okay, Shea DK.
I like that.
See, that's why I didn't want to say.
DK.
I knew it was the DK, so I said Shea DK Johnson. But Shea DK, how you doing, baby?
I'm so fabulous.
Yes. Now I love your background. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yes. So this is the non-binary flag. I picked it up and I loved it ever since. It's like the ugly stepsister to the transgender flag, but
yes.
What are you drinking over there?
Oh, we're drinking some Nigori sake.
Yeah.
Hello.
Ooh.
We just got some sake.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay, well, you got that top shelf sake. I'm in love with it. All right, my friend. So listen, you welcome to the show. Welcome to CIA. This is your first. You've been a fan of the show. You've definitely called in several times. You've got your own YouTube videos on the channel, and so we're just super excited to have you on the show. Thank you so much for supporting us, supporting what we do, and being someone who is not afraid to speak their truth on our shows. And so we're going to give you the opportunity to not only show your face, but to speak your truth. This week's topics. We got gender reveal. So I want to hear your thoughts on that. This is just, just kind of go over these thoughts, and then we're going to get deeper into it as we move on here. Gender reveals. We've got the forest fire that happened. Echo chambers is the biggest one, right? So let's start our conversation there. Tell us what you know, baby. Let's go.
Well, honestly, I was shocked to hear first off about the Golden Girls reboot. I can't wait to tune into that. Best believe. Yeah, I will do that. But, when it comes to, the gender reveal party and everything, I really think they're one of the most biggest waste of time ever. Like, out of all the things that can bring people together, I understand baby showers, but we're going to reveal what the gender is. Okay. Like, there's no difference between the boy clothes and the girl clothes usually anyway. And I mean, they're only going to be wearing them for 3 months. What agitated me though about this one is it burnt down a whole damn forest during a global not only during a global pandemic, which is respiratory, but we're also experiencing massive climate change. So it's like a big whoops. I didn't think about that. I'm like, well, clearly you didn't think, because you're hosting a gender reveal party in the woods. Who's going to go to that? I know grandma's not going to that. But that was just annoying. I think gender reveal parties are actually very damaging to kids who are already there, and to people who are either transgender or, non-binary. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter what your gender of your kid is if, you're blessed to even have a kid to begin with? And so that's kind of what I have to say on that. When it comes to go ahead. You want to chime in?
No, you're fine, baby. You're fine. I think that's awesome. I think it's wonderful what you're saying about the gender reveal stuff. My question to you though is, what? So let's get into the topic of gender, right? And then why these parties came about. What are they still effective in regards to what we now know in regards to gender? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I want to say that it genuinely started off as a great way to celebrate having a kid. And then it took off, became popular, and now everyone's doing it for the clicks and the likes, and they're trying to go bigger and bolder, and they've lost the entire point of celebrating the fact that you're having a child to begin with.
Isn't it something that could just be like communicated via email? Like this really seems just more like an email update.
One of those like do on Facebook. Hey everyone.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, but that's where these started, right? There was this viral video that went viral of this woman who, and I forget the name of the woman who started that, but you know, she started this trend, and it blew up. Literally, it blew up. It blew up half of damn California. So, you know, but now she's saying that get rid of these parties. We don't need them anymore.
Yeah,
we don't need them anymore.
Parties are going to say, like, if we were going to become parents and we got to, what is it, the second trimester, like, I would be ecstatic. Like, I would be like, I can't wait to know what the gender is, because that determines a lot, right? Like, it determines whether
what exactly does it determine, though? That's what I want to understand.
It does. I mean, it determines, like, if you have a little girl and you're going to be, you know, braiding hairs, or if you're going to be a little boy and playing basketball, right? Like, and not even to put roles to genders, right? Like, if you have a little girl that plays basketball and you have a little boy that
who likes his hair braided,
right?
Like, yeah.
Exactly. It does. But I would still be very excited about knowing for the first time, right? Now, would I go throw a giant party? No, it would be more, to me, it's more of a personal thing of like me and my husband that would go through that, and then send an email, make a post, move on with your life.
Yeah,
but we're good to go.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, she was talking about what made it so, like, why it's so not good anymore is the fact that the explosions were getting bigger if it was a boy, and then they're throwing in pink tutu things for the girl, and so sending these roles and these messages that were completely missing the point.
Yeah.
Interesting. I had not read that part, because that is true. You know, it seems like there's more excitement when there's boys that are being born as opposed to girls. And so, you know, what are we doing here, right? So the real reality of what these gender reveal parties are, based on what we now know and understand and respect about gender, is that this is just their sex, like how they have sex. You know what I mean? Like, this is their genitalia that we're talking about. And so, and not even that how they have sex, but this is their genitalia, which, whose business is that but the parents? You know, I mean, and why share that information? And why are we putting that information out there?
Oh, that's a good point. And you know what it begs the question in my brain is, like, how we're just being politically correct, how we're butchering the meaning of the word gender, because gender is not something you're born into, it's something you present.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's like, what if you blow up, it's going to be a whole bunch of yellow balloons? Like, wouldn't that be a little bit more, you know, correct? Especially in the case of the first gender reveal, you know, party. She ended up being more non-binary, actually.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, let's switch over to echo chambers, maybe. So the main topic of tonight's show is all about echo chambers. So I'm gonna give you a little backstory as to how this topic came about, and I really want to spend some time with this. Right, I'm gonna bring Divine in, our next guest host, and we're gonna get really into echo chambers. Right. So I was on Instagram, and I've put a lot of new presence in Instagram, and there's a lot of dialogue that's happening on Instagram, a lot of dialogue. And I didn't get this dialogue until I started using hashtags that were against actually what I was putting out there. Right. So I do all the social media for Calling America, and I started posting memes, and my meme game is pretty strong. And so, started posting these memes, and then we had I would post them, and then, you know, there was no engagement when I post to Black Lives Matter, when I post to, you know, just all the usual
on Instagram,
there really wasn't engagement, because I'd been using Instagram, but I started getting engagement. Now, mind you, the engagement was terrible. It was like, I got called the N-word 3 times in one day, in less than 24 hours. But what it did cause is it caused dialogue, right? Because then you had people from opposing sides weighing in on what they thought of his use of the N-word, and just kind of, you know, just having these conversations about the actual topic that the meme was covering.
Good conversations.
It was, well, I mean, again, there's the troll, right? And you're gonna have trolls, but trolls, when you're doing social media and when we're creating content, we like trolls, okay? Because they like to push their narrative out there, and they like to, you know, try to be as most offensive as possible, but all you're doing is giving me
if you're not getting negative trolls, then you're not doing it right.
You're not doing it right, baby. You're not doing it right. So I'm like, damn, we accomplished this, man. We make some people mad. That's awesome. But I didn't make people mad until I got in their face about Black Lives Matter, right? I posted this meme about the recent killing of the white guy who was there. Him and his wife were playing video games and having loud music in their apartment, and cops show up. 6 cops show up, bang on his door. He has no idea who these people are. He has his right. He's a legal gun owner. He has every right to answer his door with a gun because he's not sure of what is behind that door. And he does that. His life's taken away from some cop who was just triggering him. It's crazy. And so my post was, white lives matter, Black lives matter. This is about justice, right? It's not always been about Black Lives Matter. It is about Black Lives Matter because justice doesn't happen the way it does for white people. But justice still hasn't happened for this man. And so I made this comment, and then there was I made this post, which was one of my most popular posts on Call in America. Tons of comments. I screenshot a comment from the guy who called me the N-word. And then I posted it again, and I said, justice isn't always about color. Now, I do want to say that I got some feedback, and the feedback was actually very, very powerful. And I had to take a step back and be like, man, I keep learning every single day. Because I had somebody who was just upset that I posted justice doesn't see color, right? When in actuality, it does see color. It sees white. It sees white. You know what I mean? Justice will see white. What's that?
It sees Black too.
Well, but here's how she broke it down, and this was so amazing to me. This is where I was like, "Damn, dude, I just learned some shit. I just got schooled, right?" Because at first I thought I was in the right. I was like, "Man, I think you're being too emotional." I'm using white lives because she was upset that I used the White Lives Matter hashtag, and so I said, "Are you upset at the hashtag, or are you upset at the fact that I'm trying to talk to people who don't get this message every single day?" Right. That's my purpose. And at the end of the day, a hashtag is a hashtag. So that's where my mindset was. But then she broke it down. She said, justice does see color. White people get justice. Black people don't get justice. And that just is what it is. And so my message, I learned something. Definitely justice does not see color. Justice does see white. It does not see Black, not all the time. And so yeah, that's where this conversation started. So I had this idea of echo chambers. What are your thoughts about echo chambers? What are your thoughts? Tell me what's the risk of an echo chamber? When is a good time to have an echo chamber? And when is it not a good time to have an echo chamber?
I mean, honestly, based on your comfort level, if you always want to be surrounded by people who are going to comfort you and coddle you, and maybe that's what you need for that moment, then, echo chamber is great for you because those are going to be people who are in your corner no matter what.
Yeah.
But if you want to grow, and I'm talking both in your personal life, work life, school life, spiritually, mentally, you're going to have to get out of your echo chamber and you're going to open it up. And that's in every facet of your life. There are people who are very at work, who are very, open at work, but when they come home, they're very closed off. And that causes problems in their at-home life. And
Absolutely. I'm going to bring up, go ahead.
Would religion be considered an echo chamber?
My opinion, yes.
Yes.
My opinion, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Christianity, for the most part, believes that Christianity is the religion, right? Which is nuts to me. There's over 100. There's so many religions out there. So what is it?
That has its own set of problems. But then Scientology, which is probably the most extreme, where it's
come on.
I mean, it's still an echo chamber, right?
No, it is.
They're literally
and Scientology's
that's
a big echo chamber, and you just gotta check out Aftermath on what was it on
A&E
on A&E, baby. Leah Remini. Okay, I know her name. And I love her to death because she was in King of Queens, which was my show back in the day because I had a crush on Kevin Arnold. But anyway, not Kevin Arnold, but Kevin, whatever his name is. Whatever. He's my type. I like it.
Paul Blart.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Paul Blart. Hey man, I loved it. I love it. I like guys like that.
One question I do have too, because I was kind of researching what an echo chamber was. I started asking, what's the opposite of an echo chamber, right? Yeah. And there really wasn't a definitive answer to it. So, Shea, I mean, in your opinion, what is the opposite of an echo chamber?
That's a good question. I would say the opposite of an echo chamber is being told you're wrong. And
yeah. Going to a Trump rally. You know what I mean? That's the opposite of an echo chamber.
Well, not even that. Just when you're conservative amongst a woke liberal group, or when you're liberal amongst a conservative group outside your echo chamber.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting uncomfortable. If you truly believe something, if you're passionate about something and you want to teach this thing, you got to get out of your echo chamber. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so before we move on, I want to bring in Divine to the conversation. This is some good topics. Divine has lots to say. Divine, baby, welcome to the stream, girl. How you doing, Bouquet?
What are you drinking?
She's in mid-drink, baby. Tell us what you're drinking, boo.
Oh, this is a special blend of wine, Moscato with vodka and a lemon twist.
Hey, yo.
Favorite.
Okay, so
you always got to have that lemon twist, baby.
Anytime you mix vodka with wine, it's always a good time.
So I usually don't try to do the product placement on the show unless we actually have some sponsorship, but fuck it. We're drinking Modelo's.
Yes, come through.
Drinking Modelo's, baby.
It's like really strong water.
What's actually really good though, I like Modelo's, and usually I'll drink. I have these like cups in the glasses in the freezer that are nice and frozen, and I'll make myself with the what's it called, the tahini on top with a cold glass, baby, and I can pour it, like, so the foam is nice and thick on top. We good to go, baby. That's how I drink my drink. But welcome to the show, Divine. Take a moment. We're talking about echo chambers, right? Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on echo chambers? Just overall, are they good? They bad? Is there a time when they're good? What's the risk? Speak your truth, baby.
I mean, I don't think they're a bad thing. I think that when you are having a discussion amongst your friends, you're going to agree or disagree. Sometimes, I know in my group of friends, we don't always have 100% views. We have a similarity of views, but then we are kind of like, when we discuss what we think about certain topics or what's going on or what somebody else is doing as far as what their opinion may be, then we kind of come to a consensus like, okay, yeah, that's not good, or yeah, you're probably right. So it's kind of like you start agreeing, but I don't feel like I'm just agreeing just because it's my friend saying it, because I feel like I am very confident in whoever I'm talking with, that if I disagree, I'm okay to express that I disagree, even if I have to, side with the other person or see their silver lining of what they're trying to do or express. Now, I don't want to be a devil's advocate either, but, that's just me. Like, I always try to, really look at the bigger picture. But then if you're just being ignorant, then you're just ignorant. There's no changing that at all, So that's just my thing.
Absolutely. When you said when you're ignorant, you're just being ignorant, right? So that's so true, because there are people out there that just truly believe that what they know about the world is all there is to know about the world.
Right.
And so that's such a scary place to be in, because we get these, we get these crazy things that are happening. Well, I hate to use the word crazy. I'm trying to keep myself from saying that.
Why did you tap me when you said that?
What did I teach you?
You went, never mind.
You taught him many things, I'm sure.
I know, right?
But I'm trying
there is one thing that Kelvin has adopted, though. It's going back to kind of like what's the opposite of an echo chamber. While we may not have a definition, you have a very good phrase or saying that might be applicable here. Do you know what
don't hear what I'm not saying. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh.
It's you're only as young as the last time you changed your mind.
You're only as young as the last time you change your mind, baby. I think, and this is so true.
Oh wow,
and it's so
that's
true.
A good one.
It's so important. It's so important. It's so important. You're only as young as the last time you change your mind. Now, this doesn't mean to just go out there and like say, hey, I'm now this. I'm not. I was this. I'm now that. But definitely go and consider things. Go hear things out. If you just heard something from somebody who was really passionate about hating this thing that they're telling you about, you have not checked it out for yourself. You've not checked it out for yourself. You have not had the experience of figuring it out for yourself. And I think that there's too many times that we don't just figure shit out for ourselves.
But
right?
could it be that somebody that you're afraid though?
Tell me more about that. What do you mean?
Like, I mean, in another perspective, like let's say when we're talking about race and white people, when they're too afraid to learn something, or
absolutely,
are they afraid
absolutely.
to like? I'm sure they're afraid to say the wrong thing because they do it all the time.
Shea, take that. What are your thoughts?
I think they have a great role model to be wrong and be okay with being wrong and boldly be as wrong as possible.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny that you bring, and I'm assuming that you're talking about Trump. And what's amazing, and I think we talked about this on the show last week, is that Trump has made it okay to be loud and proud and hateful.
What
and
to
wrong.
Say that again, Divine.
What happened to the standards of a presidential person where they have morals, ethics, standards? What happened to all that? Because Bill Clinton, he had his little controversy, but he still wasn't like saying stuff and posting crazy stuff all day, racial and
he was getting it done though. He was getting it in. I'll tell you that damn much. Well, yeah, but he was also playing the saxophone and he was talking to young people and young black people.
Right? But even back in the day, way back in the day when we had all these amazing presidents, there's a standard. What happened to the criteria of having a certain class of president?
So Trump had nothing to do with this. This truly is a topic for another show because we can get really deep into this really quick. Trump had nothing to do with that. America voted in a reality TV star.
Exactly.
What can you
let's get it clear.
Where does it go from there?
America didn't.
Well,
our state representatives did.
Yeah, the what is it called? The Electoral College did, right? Electoral College, which is based on ignorance. As far as I'm concerned, the people who have the most power are the people who have the most ignorance in America. And that is the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing to even just ponder. It's very narrow-minded. Very narrow-minded.
It's not actually crazy. I want to actually first respond to Divine's comment because, you're right. We have a lot of presidents and the standards have been set, but I think we're missing one person. His name is Richard Nixon.
Hey-o.
And he is setting a lot of precedent for this president. So yeah, maybe that's something. Hey, Kelvin, you want to talk about?
Hey, you know what? We only talk about today's most pressing topics for the week. Okay, so I have not seen a Nixon update in a bit. So when you do, you let me know. You let me know.
Well, girl, I actually tagged you in a video, and it was like a video where Trump was purging his inner circle.
Tell me about it.
Funny thing about that, that's one of the people in his inner circle, is saying, hey, you know what? I'm a Republican, but at the end of the day, I'm going to have to probably vote for a Democrat because the policies that are coming out of this office, not good. Also, Rachel Maddow came out with a show, timely enough, that details the similarities between Nixon's administration and this administration.
Hey-o.
That is something, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that up for you and your personal story because I know you like to study off scenes.
That's very true. That's very true, and that's actually one of my new initiatives that's going forward. Is that I need to read more, and so that I'm just gonna. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So
pardon me. Real quick, echo chambers and the Electoral College, right? I wonder what's happening. I wonder how bad. A bunch of politicians sitting together, all thinking a bunch of Republicans, or on the other side, a bunch of Democrats, all sitting together thinking Republican and Democratic things. And then that's why people love AOC, right? Because she's pushing the envelope, she's breaking out of the comfort level, and she's challenging people. And people are like, oh shit, what the fuck is this chick doing? To us,
and she's young and fabulous and a woman.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's talk. Totally if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it.
But I wonder, the louder you scream, does the echo get louder? So that way, now it's it's shattering, right? Now all the people in the echo chamber are like, shit, what is AOC doing? She's fucking nuts.
So when is a good time to have an echo chamber, right? So that's a good question for tonight. Okay, boom. When you're protesting.
That's a major echo chamber. Can we get out there and do it together?
Okay, yes. So you need the choir, right? So if you're going to be preaching the choir, you need the choir to show up at the protest. I'm with that. I think that I think COVID-19 is an echo chamber, right? And so this is a huge dynamic in America right now.
I wonder if
there are two sides.
Could be so veganism, right? A bunch of vegans in an echo chamber. Is that? Are they doing any harm, or are they learning how to be vegans together? Is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know if I would say veganism is a good echo chamber, but for instance, climate change. A lot of meat production is associated with climate change. Now, that's a good echo chamber to get on board with because that's going to affect the children.
Yes.
Spirituality, having a vegan diet, having that for your health. That's a great echo chamber to be a part of.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. Devon, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I feel like veganism is good because you're also helping yourself and also the future of your when you bear children. Because if you think about it, I've done a lot of research on this too, like where all the stuff you consume, like the meats and different products that have all kinds of things that were raised with certain, chemicals and hormones and all that stays in you. So when you start bearing children, it kind of it's very scientific. I'm just going to tell you that. But it gets to the point where it goes to your lineage and all that. So if you start now when you're young, or even if you, as a parent, when you start teaching your kids to be like that, some people may not agree with it because they feel like, oh, they're missing out nutrients or whatever it is. But it can also be beneficial to that person and then the next descendant from there,
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the two biggest things that I feel like there's an echo chamber about and where I want to really kind of dive into conversation about is Black Lives Matter. Well, actually, there's a couple, because around Black Lives Matter, there's police brutality, right? So I think that there's two echo chambers there. There's the echo chamber that police are the greatest thing on earth. They can do no wrong. It's because the black people are just, they are the ones who are causing the police to do this to them. So there's that echo chamber, right? That is absolutely an echo chamber. And then there is police to police, right? And ACAB, all cops are bad. I've been saying all cop that there's no such thing as a good cop, and I was actually listen. I'm one of the originals, okay? Because I've lost friends before. I've lost friends. I've lost business because I came out and I started saying that about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, before this all went down.
So you really think that all cops are bad? This
yes.
Question.
Okay. And this is an echo chamber. This is absolutely an echo chamber. Yes, I believe that all cops are bad. I believe there's a such thing as
cops are bad. I don't know about
Sure.
everyone because I feel like some that are, in a certain race might be more lenient towards their own kind in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I'm just saying because I have a relative that's a cop. She's a female too and Hispanic, but it just depends. I mean, she's a Trump supporter, but I'm just saying. But
all right, so let me finish my thought on this, right? So this is great. No, baby, this is great conversation. Listen, my opinion's not right; it's mine. Your opinion's not right; it's yours.
I love it.
Absolutely. So all cops are bad. There's no such thing as a good cop, and this is why I say this, okay? Because you got to think about it like this, right? Let's talk about what's happening in white America right now. Right. So besides the racism, because there's a lot of racism, that's not all white people, right? White people. Let's talk about Portland. Let's just focus on Portland real quick.
Before
absolutely. Go ahead.
You said what was this? You said a comment like you said the white people or something. Mr. Taylor, I love you. You're sitting right next to him.
Heyo.
When you say
speak
that,
on it, baby.
Do you feel like an energy? I mean, you're amazing and all that, but he's saying that. Not to you, but to the general Karens in the world, I guess. But you hear that? Does it trick? Like, does it like? I don't know.
Are you triggered by me saying that? So what I said is that let's talk about white people, right? Let's talk about white people.
Right.
Let's talk about white people and what they're doing in America.
That alone statement right there.
Okay, so I didn't really say anything with that. But how does that make you feel today?
All right, so I'd say if you would ask me that question about a year and a half ago. It was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. My mom's white. Yeah. I'm white. My parents are white. My family's white. You hate white. Like, what? What's going on?
So there's this. Go ahead.
Stop it. Let the white man talk.
Hey.
But now it's, over, several conversations and, going through all this, it is, I know what he's referencing, right? Like, it's not an attack against me. And it's also, also a part of like, I mean, a lot of the conversation was like, dude, shut up. Like, he's obviously not talking about you. He married you. Why is he? He's not going to put you down.
Right.
Like,
Come on now.
Felt about it because
ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are open. We want to hear from you out there. 585-502-7922. Give us a call, ladies and gentlemen. Speak your truth. What are your thoughts?
Tell us.
What are your thoughts? All right, call us, baby. We want to know. Okay, so let me finish my damn thought.
Go ahead.
So first of all, let me just comment to your white interjection there. First of all, white in this day and age, if you are triggered by me saying let's talk about white people, then I don't know what to do for you. I'm sorry about your luck, because what I was saying is that white people in America, they and I said let's focus on Portland. Let's just talk about Portland. Portland, these white moms, pregnant moms, showed the hell up. They showed the hell up. And they're not showing up for them. They're not showing up for their babies that are in their womb at the moment when they're being shot with rubber bullets, being gassed in the face by these terrorists, as far as I'm concerned. They showed up. They showed up for black people. Now, people will say that white people have gentrified the movement, and I think that's just part of what being white in America is. And I say that with all due respect and love. I think it's part of what being white is. That's a whole nother bag of beans. But now, you may have gentrified the movement, but you know what? You're making a lot of racist white people mad. Portland, the Portland protesters, these white people, okay, first it was the pregnant moms, right? They all forming lines. They're getting smoked up with gas, and they're getting shot with rubber bullets. You know who showed up the next day? The Portland white dads with the damn leaf blowers. You can't tell me nothing, man. White people care about black people. Okay, they care.
Yeah, they do.
They care. And so what I'm saying is that that's just it, baby. So. We gotta recognize that, right? So I forgot my train of thought.
Oh, just went right out the window there, huh?
Divine messing me up. I love it.
That's what I'm here for, darling.
I love it. Love it.
Absolutely.
I like to get you off of your toes and figure it out, honey.
Hey yo.
Come on, host.
Okay.
Get it together.
Got me all passionate over here. I'm in love with it. So,
ooh, do we need an intervention or something?
No. All cops are bad. No. Sorry. ACAB.
This is your show too.
There's no such thing as a good cop. Divine, you sipping Shea over there. That's your deal.
You're the host too. Get over
it. Sipping Shea. So, there's no such thing as a good cop. So 2 years ago. So here's why I say that there's no such thing as a good cop. So my reference is that if we're going to talk about movements out there and what people are doing, if we're going to talk about white people and what's happening in white America, you cannot say that there's no such thing as a good white person, because you have so many examples of white people standing up in times when they are being shot at, they're being smoked out, they're being terrorized.
There's
right?
movies played by them too.
Baby, they're being terrorized.
I think there's with cops too, like it's people may go into the police force as good people, but after they're done with
you
training,
coming out as a bad cop.
The training curriculum, we have so many examples of cops putting their knees on the back of necks and killing people. That is not because they're all in an echo chamber. It's because they're taught that. They're taught to how to restrain.
Echo chamber. I think the police force is an echo chamber.
Not in the training, amongst the actual cops.
Here's my question to you.
Corrupt.
Here's my question to you. You said that you said your aunt is your aunt or your
my cousin.
Your cousin. So you have a cousin who's in the police force. When was the last time at either a family function or at a on her social media did she post something that went like this? I cannot stand what these cops are doing. I know that the system. I know that the police force is corrupt. I cannot. It makes me want to quit my job, but I won't because I'm trying to make a change. When was the last time she posted that?
I actually can't even answer that.
I know you can't. I know you can't.
Because let me say, no, only because.
Come on, guest. Come on, guest.
I don't know if I really look at her social media like that, but. Baby. I know she was there supporting the riots and all that. And
was she in cop gear?
She is a cop gear.
No, was she in cop gear? So are you saying that she walked?
Oh yeah, she has to have some kind of attire or something. Yeah,
I love it. Did she walk with Black Lives Matter, or did she walk with the police?
I don't know. I think she was there to keep the peace.
Listen, right. To keep the peace, but not to protest the brutality that her organization.
But I can't say that she didn't because I don't know that for certain because I don't see her every day.
Very well.
Her
Very
life.
well.
But I'm just saying.
Very well. Very well. So you're helping my opinion just a little bit, right?
I saw.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is that there's just no example of good cops.
Right.
So to answer your question, yes, there is no such thing as a good cop.
You know, I have to disagree.
Tell me about it.
I have to disagree. And you know what, Divine? I respect that you're sticking up for your family member against the torrent.
And it's not really that I'm sticking up. I just because I can't confirm or deny really. So
I'm not putting her down. You know what I mean?
I would definitely,
you know what I mean? Like
you know what, this person is this, and it's not even. I don't support them anymore. Even if it's a family member, I cut you off.
Sometimes those are the ones you got to do.
I will not tolerate that, but I just can't really say for certain, you know. So I have to kind of like throw that in there with Kelvin because he's like really like, you know. I'm like, well,
there's no such thing as a good cop. I'm very passionate about this, and I
love it.
And you know, I disagree. I'm gonna break your echo chamber.
Prove me wrong. Go ahead.
Because here's the thing, you know, I talked to quite a few cops, either at rallies, at protests, and you know, a lot of cops, they don't have a problem with this. They actually think this is something that needs to happen. But one thing I will tell you, policing is naturally bad. Policing is always going to end up with that same result. And that's what needs to change, the policing, not the
so I want to hear more about this. I want to hear more. So policing is what's bad, but not the cop that's doing the policing? Tell me more.
Policing is what has 6 cop cars coming up to the same, like, you know, location because it happens to be a black guy who's 6 wearing a red shirt. And, you know, when it comes to the way that the police conducts themselves as an organization, there's no accountability. So policing, like as an entity, has to be changed fundamentally or scrap the whole damn thing. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm able to distinguish between the persons and, you know, the actual, you know, badge, because it's not an easy job. You know, my very significant other works in healthcare. It's not an easy job, and that changes personality.
Absolutely. But people in healthcare, when they see somebody who is stealing medications, right, from, like, if they're supposed to be giving a medication to a person, and let's say it's, you know, I don't know, Vicodin, right, and then they see somebody taking Vicodin, right, from this person's medical supply that's been assigned to them. Are they going? Hello. Are they going to just sit by and watch that happen, or are they going to report that because they know that that's unethical? It's not.
Who's taking
another medical health professional? You know what I mean? Like a colleague. If they see a colleague doing wrong or doing harm to the patients, are they going to sit by and stay quiet?
I used to be in healthcare, and I know I have friends in healthcare. So for me, I would definitely report that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of like initials and sign out stuff. You can't just take something and just be like, you're clear. You know, there's certain things, procedures you have to
process. Yeah, you're right.
Dispense medicine even to somebody else or distribute. So you can't just take it. Now, if you're taking it, you're taking a risk. Now, if you get caught by another colleague or coworker, you know, I think if they're quiet, they know they're going to get caught.
Let's simplify this example real quick. Okay. So let's use the healthcare example, right? Like, let's say there's a doctor and he's standing up at the hospital and he's smoking a cigarette. He's on a break and he's chilling.
Oh, we got our first call, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's take it.
Let's do it. Let's do this. Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin, Taylor, Shea, DK, and Divine. Who's calling and where you calling from, caller? Hello.
It's a Boost mobile phone.
Yes, dude. Divine, I'm so happy you're on the show.
It's probably a track phone.
You know, I love it because you are Miss Divine, baby, and that's, you know, you're giving us a little snippet of your show. I'm excited about it.
Just simply Divine.
Welcome to Call America. This is Kelvin, Taylor, Shady K, and Divine. Who's calling? Where are you calling from, caller?
Hi, this is Jen Pauley from Phoenix.
Hi, Jen Paul. Is it Jen Pauley?
Jen Pauley.
Jen Pauley. Welcome to the show, baby. Speak your truth. Weigh in on tonight's topics. What are your thoughts?
I have so many thoughts. So,
Where's the sigh, honey?
This ACAB thing has got me because I have a brother-in-law who's in the police force, and he's a good person. Trump supporter, though.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, Polly.
I do know that there are good cops out there.
She can't hear you,
but
baby.
I think that the deck is so badly stacked against them.
Yeah.
I mean, think about some of the stuff that we heard about, like in police pathology, like Serpico, right, in the 70s, trying to weed out bad cops, corrupt cops, and they were just trying to take him down.
Yeah.
And so I feel like good cops, they have it really stacked against them. It's hard for them to speak up when you don't know who your allies are.
Yeah.
And you don't know who's closeted, and like in terms of what's going on with them.
Jennifer, thank you so much for the call. We're going to discuss that now. Thank you for calling in.
Yep.
That was
Okay,
great.
can I start off by saying, because that was an amazing call. So she did say that a lot of cops, the good cops, have a lot against them or something like that.
Let's talk about it.
And I really agree because, back to when you were saying, you were referencing my cousin and saying, and I couldn't really say yes for sure. And
Yes.
it was funny how she said, "Oh, Trump support, like, it's a good cop,
Right.
but Trump supporter too." And I'm like, okay, I feel like I did the
Come
same
on.
thing, right? So, and it's true, she has a point. The good ones have a lot, against them, and they kind of have to follow these guidelines, but they want to be like about the people too and be about the cause, but they have to be a cop too at the end of the day.
They have opportunity to be better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is
Not
true.
buying it.
I agree 100%.
Not buying it.
Well, I mean,
I like that call though. She's
It's great. Absolutely. And and to the people who have family members that are cops, first of all, I do want to talk about the Trump supporter comment. Divine, you made the comment and she made the comment, right? Is there such a thing as a good Trump supporter? If we're on the topic of people who are in these boxes, right? If we're on the topic of people who are in these boxes, can there be a good Trump supporter if there can also be a good cop?
What was the question?
I feel like they're like naive or they mean well, but they don't really get it sometimes. That's just me.
Okay.
Well, and I asked Kelvin probably like a week ago. I was like, "Do you think we would support Trump if
Don't you dare answer that.
if we like
Don't you dare
were
ask that.
super rich? If we were like if we had $50 million?"
And we're gonna break for intermission now.
No, ask the question.
Come on. This is your fault. We got Sipping Shade on the freaking show tonight. So all the tea is coming out. All the tea is coming out. What I said, I hold it.
Hold up. Before we change subjects, I really want to respond to the caller because
respond, baby, respond. What are your thoughts?
She's so accurate. Like, it is hard to change the police force from the inside. At least in healthcare, they're prompted that lives are lost if they don't do it. Mm-hmm. But in police force, they can write it off in a report and it gets buried. Guys get buried.
Or they lose their jobs.
What's suspension?
Let's talk about it.
Suspension, vacation.
They lose their benefits, they lose their job, and they have to go find another job, right? But they're so
and they're hired by the next city.
So, but hold on.
They go on pay leave for murdering somebody, but pay leave.
Yes, absolutely. So when they commit the murder, when they commit the crime, yeah, they're well taken care of. I get that. I'm talking about good cops, right? I'm talking about good cops. If a good cop came out and said, I'm going to be a good cop, I'm going to call out the bad stuff that's happened. Officer Reyes did this. Officer White did this, right? And I use White not because they're white, but because they're white. Officer White did this, right? And so when they do that, this is what happens. It is turned against them. their courage is
retaliation.
Retaliation. It's very real and very, very it's very present in the police force in America, right? So they're retaliated against. They will potentially be put on things that are just kind of like you're going to be I don't know, policing
Paper pusher.
Yeah, exactly. Paper pusher, right? You're going to be doing parking tickets, right? Or they'll be
grocery store.
Yes, they'll be managed out of the system, and then they'll be blacklisted, right? So they won't have that job. Here's my question to you, to everybody on the show today. Okay, what's the worst that could happen? So you walk away from an agency that you don't want to be a part of. So you're using your voice, your power, to say, "I walked away from this. This was my experience." And I want other people to come forward, and I want you to walk away from the police force. What's the worst that could happen? Another black man could die unjustly. So when I hear, and this is just, I'm very passionate about this, guys, and this is, again, my opinion is not right. It's mine. I have a lot to say on police brutality. I don't believe that's a good thing as a good cop, because police are more concerned with their jobs and their benefits than about Black lives. That's what I'm hearing. When I'm hearing that there's
always the benefits.
Yes, there's always the benefits. I'm not mad about it. I love having a good looking teeth. I love my teeth looking good. You know what I mean? I love my teeth looking good. But the thing about it is that the police force is not the only job that has benefits. So at some point, though, I'm here for it, baby. I'm here for it. But at some point, you're going to have to make a decision as a cop to say, can I be that change? Will I be that change? And if the answer is no, then you're not a good cop. And that's just my personal opinion on it.
But they don't know that, though.
Well,
you know that they don't know that.
Because they're in an echo chamber. They're in an echo chamber.
Exactly. Bring it back, honey.
Baby, okay, host. Okay. Give me some love.
There you go, getting it.
Yeah. I love it. All right, guys. We're coming to the end of our show. This has been a fantastic show. I really want to just touch base on the COVID-19 vaccine. What are your thoughts? Divine, let's start with you.
Well, I know I don't want them to rush it. I know they've been doing trials and all that, and somebody did get sick on the third phase of the trials. I think that's the final phase, but one person did get sick, so they paused the other volunteers to test it out. But I feel like a lot of agencies, there's many agencies, there's a few popular major ones, but there's many agencies that are trying to develop something. And they're trying to get approval in a certain time frame because it's a political thing, which is crazy.
Absolutely.
But
I 100% agree. 100%.
I think one of the major ones, I forgot the name of them, one of the major agencies that are trying to develop the vaccine is they don't want to rush it. They only want to get the government approval or whatever until it's very safe, you know? So all I know is I feel like these agencies are the ones responsible to really get that going and make sure that it's completely safe for the whole public before they just release something just because somebody wants to be elected for another 4 years.
Hey, man.
They deserve it.
Trump's got power, man. I think he'll be able to push it through. Shea, what are your thoughts?
No.
My thoughts literally are when it comes out, I'm not taking it. And I'm gonna need to know the facts, the stats, and everything. I mean, like, what's the point of taking a vaccine if it's only 60 to 75% effective?
Come on, man. How long do vaccines actually take? Right, like vaccines that we take, like the flu vaccine, that wasn't done in like 6 months. That was done over years. Years of just like trial and error, making sure things are right. And so it's just so interesting to me that we're just gonna be pushing this out right now. So go ahead, finish your thought.
What happened? Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's just. I'm like, you know what? If anybody's gonna be really pushing for it, and if anyone wants to volunteer, it shouldn't be our health workers. It should be people who want Donald Trump to get elected. They should go through, and that's.
So Shea, I will say that there's one person that is a volunteer. I forgot his name. He's a Latino X, because they're saying that a lot of Latino X community and African American communities were affected majorly with the virus.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
So they're focusing on them as volunteers, which sounds kind of weird, but technically it's good because they're the ones affected the most.
Most affected, right.
The gentleman that did get he's one of the major ones. The first guy, I think he was the first gentleman that got the vaccine. He lost like 6 family members, so he's really trying to make change and things happen.
Yeah,
with the
he's
coronavirus.
brave. He's brave.
He is very brave because that's something crazy.
He should be a cop. He should be a cop.
But then you won't be a good cop, right, Kelvin?
It's divide, man. It's divide. Divide, you rub it off on me.
You won't be a good cop, though, Kelvin. So
I'm just going to cut through the divide. I'm sorry, but like, Big D, like, you know, Tuskegee experiment.
Hey, yo, come on now. Syphilis, baby.
And you know, this is just from my own experience. Like, of course, they're going to experiment at the vaccine that hasn't been tested on any. They're going to do it on white people. No, because white people know better. Of course, they're going to go of the most vulnerable communities because they can exploit them, get away with it, and there'll be no trace.
So as soon as I heard that it was like, oh, the Latinx community and the African American people were affected the most, I'm like, and you're testing on them, I'm like, okay, I get it, but then it sounds like it's very convenient.
Right. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's too good to be true, darling.
Right. It's some very interesting stuff. I think that's something that we need to get deeper into. Tay, what are your thoughts about the COVID-19 vaccines?
Well, you know, I mean, all the other steps that we've taken over these past 6 to 8 months have just gone so beautifully. There's no reason that this is going to be seamless execution, right? Like, and even if it's they're administering it, they're trying to prep city leaders and order governors to prep for this. And it's like, okay, now, well, Arizona's double fucked. Like, first of all, we got the vaccine. Then we got Doug Ducey with his head up his ass.
Oh my God, Ducey.
He's not going to be able to get this going. Then we got
Ducey.
You know, like, so it's, I mean, I'm not running. And also I'm young, I'm healthy. I'm not running to the front of the line for it, you know? But what I do think it will do, I do say that, like, whether or not you take it or not, just knowing that the option is there, I think is going to calm stress levels tremendously.
It will.
Right? Like,
it will.
I think we're going to see the amount of Walmart Karens go away tremendously.
Well, until they grow like an arm out of their neck. But here's my thing: I'm not calling me an anti-vaxxer. I think I've just jumped into that echo chamber, right? Because I wanted
to ask you that because
I was all about the vaccines, right? I was all about the vaccines because they have shown to work. I'm curious. You know, I want my mind to be changed about the whole idea that vaccines cause autism. I have a nephew who's autistic, and you know, the thing about it is that when it affects you, you want to know more. And so I'm curious about it. I'm not saying I have not been switched to that side yet. You know, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but in 2020, call me an anti-vaxxer, baby. I ain't taking shit that you done made in 6 months.
Are you vaccinated as a child?
Yeah, of course. Of course, we grew up with that.
Because what happens to the people that choose not to vaccinate their children at all?
Well,
now with this new thing coming out,
I think that anti-vaccine kind of started recently, and what's happening is that yes, they're being homeschooled, right? Because you're not allowed to come into the school and infect everybody else. Although if everybody else has the vaccine, how would they be infected? Maybe I don't know enough about the subject, but that's just a question that just came to mind. Secondly, they have died. People have died. People have died from.
So do you know that kids are not being trial tested for this? They're waiting for the adults to do it first and see if it works for them. Then to start testing on children
for vaccine for the COVID-19 vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean that makes sense. COVID-19, though it does have an effect on children, it has not had the biggest effect, which is completely ending people's lives. That it has had on adults. So it makes sense, in my opinion, to start with the adults.
Right.
We're already sending the kids back to school during COVID-19, so they're already testing enough stuff out for us.
That's crazy.
It is.
I got some tea for y'all.
Shea, final thoughts.
Is it boiling?
So my final thoughts are not the tea. So we're gonna have to maybe convene privately for the tea.
I want to know. I want to hear the tea, baby. Tall America, man. Speak your truth.
Okay, the tea is that, you know, they're already planning on opening up schools, especially, you know, the Chandler Higley School District. And a lot of these teachers are not prepared nor have the resources to do it.
They've already opened schools. Schools are
And
already open.
echo chambers. When I'm telling you, like echo chambers, very much a factor because they're thinking, oh, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna plan pizza parties.
But you know
Right,
why? It's
right.
because
We're
the
gonna
funding, it's
Zoom.
a funding issue. They want the funding, so that's why they're opening schools up because they need the funding.
And who told them that they weren't going to get funding if they didn't open up?
Trump.
That's the crazy stuff.
So that's the reason why they're
crazy
pushing
stuff.
the schools to be open because of funding, not because
Absolutely.
of
I hear it.
health and awareness and all that. It's because of funding. That's why.
I get it.
Oh, and I want to close with my final thoughts.
Please,
and
baby,
it's off topic, but it's very relevant. So I literally went to class today, and I'm an ASU student. I studied policy and service with a focus in nonprofit management and leadership. And it was so disheartening to hear that almost every policy, every amendment, every law that we know today prior to the 1960s was made in mind of keeping African Americans disenfranchised as long and as, to the height as extremely as possible. Like you would be bewildered to hear how women got their rights, how alcohol was abolished for like 6 months. You would be, if you were to hear all of how history truly played out, you would see how everyone acquired their rights. And it's not like, oh, we should forget it. We should keep that in mind and move forward. And it's changed my perspective. I wouldn't say it's made me more racist because I have to work on my inner spiritual self every day.
Yeah, sure, baby. We all do.
Yeah, we cannot move an inch. And AOC is leading the way because she's pointing out the entire political spectrum has moved over. And we need to speak facts that are facts and don't back down because you happen to be up.
Come on now. Tay's got a rebuttal for you.
Not a rebuttal. I want to tell you, Shea. I got my bachelor's degree in nonprofit management and leadership from ASU campus as well. So
y'all are in that echo chamber. Go ahead, ASU.
Yeah, right. Echo chamber.
You preach to the choir. Hey, okay, preach to the choir. Go ahead, baby. I made that song up. Don't go. I just copyrighted it too.
No, that's actually the motto.
You is the best school. That's a bomb song, man.
Don't say your day job, honey.
I'm trying to make this one my day job. Okay, baby. I love it. Absolutely. America. I just want to say one thing about what you just said. America has been and always will be until white people make this change, which they're doing that. I want to shout out to my white warriors out there. White America has always been afraid of Black America, of Black people, of the power that we actually have, man. And I'm not saying that it's greater or less than. I'm just saying that we as a people have overcome many things. Many things, right? We have provided the education, the knowledge for many patents that are out there, many dance, fashion, culture, everything. Black people, we are we're everywhere. We're everywhere. And the only thing that Black people got to do to truly just make it about like us and come together is just fucking come together. Stop hating on each other and start loving each other. That's it. All Black people gotta do. Exactly. All we got to do is love ourselves and see ourselves within each other. It doesn't matter what creed you come from, trans, light skin, black skin. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're black.
Melanin skin, honey. Yeah.
Okay, your melanin, baby. Your melanin. Melanin comes in all shades and flavors.
Yes, honey.
Shea, where can they find you at, baby? Where can they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. I have a makeup page. I do self-care there. I do African spirituality on there, and that's at Shadiva. So that's Shea Diva or She Diva.
Heyo.
_the_rebel. You can also find me at Twitter at Shadivas with an S at the end. And I'm on Facebook here. So come on.
Hey, that's love, baby. I love it. What does your shirt fully say? Hey, baby, we should have ended with you. I love that. I love that. Thank you, baby. Shea, I want to thank you for being on the show. We're going to take you out the stream. Boom. I love you.
Thank you, Shea.
Wow.
I'm okay.
Bye.
You killed it.
He was
Miss
amazing.
Divine, final thoughts on tonight's show, baby. Go ahead. Speak your truth.
I think it was amazing. It gives us an insight of, people can kind of reference a little bit. We all kind of looked around. It's happening right now. It's happening. So, all you can do is just be aware and really listen to, especially for those echo chambers, really listen to it and see if you're really in one. And maybe open up your mind just a little bit, because there's a lot of closed-minded people out there, and you may not even know that you're one of them too. But I think this is a great experience.
Hey, man, I really love what you just said. That is powerful. There's a lot of close-minded people out there, and you may not even know that you're one of them. Damn, dude.
Right, of course.
Yeah, dude. Okay, expect a meme coming through, and I'm going to tag you on Instagram.
Yes,
I'm going to make a meme. Quote. It's going to have
crazy
on there, and it's going to say sip and shade. Be a call in America. I'm on that meme game. Where can they find you?
Yeah, when is Sip and Shea coming back on a regular basis? When's the next series coming
up?
Come on, baby.
Going on. We're trying to Okay, so to be honest, we're trying to upgrade our production and all that. Yeah. So we're focusing on that right now. But we have a lot of projects. But we are going to be filming the original content very, very soon, probably this weekend. But yeah, Sip and Shade, YouTube. If you want to follow me personally, mainly on Snapchat, Divine01, DEVYNE01. Facebook, Instagram, I follow back. But definitely go to Sip and Shade. We throw shade, and we love the shade to be thrown back.
Okay, and I got some shade that I'm waiting for my episode. We gotta reschedule.
We've been inviting you, honey. But
I know. You know what? Let's do it this weekend. If you guys can do it this weekend, let's do it this damn weekend, because I was supposed to go camping, but
there's a couple forest fires.
Oh, so you like to pretend to be homeless too? I see.
Oh yeah, listen, I'm all about that.
No, honey, don't count me out. And if it's not a cabin or
have you ever been camping? Have you ever been camping?
One time, but it wasn't a nice cabin, so that's what I call camping. Okay, I don't like to pretend like I'm homeless, and I don't like to pretend like I'm stranded, because all those people that go hiking.
Okay, we're gonna do both those. We were gonna do both those things this week.
See, no, I don't want to pretend like I'm stranded or that I'm homeless. I can't. No, thank you.
Divine, I've been in love with you. Thank you so much for being on our show tonight, and we just had a blast. It was some great conversation. You gave me a run for my money, baby, and I'm in love with you.
Thank you, Divine.
I love you guys too. Thank you so much for having me. Smooches.
Awesome. There you go. All right. And then there were two.
Howdy.
How's it going, Tay?
I got a piece so bad.
Oh my God. Well, what are your final thoughts about tonight's show?
It was good. It was really, really good. So I think coming into the show, I had an idea of what echo chambers were. I had a preliminary idea of the effects that they can have on certain topics or groups. Yeah. But I think through this conversation, it's elevated that, obviously, through the conversations that we've had, but it's kind of piqued me a little bit more of like, okay, well, how do echo chambers work in, my job? Is it applying there? Is it happening in other aspects of life? Is it happening with family members that I see? Is it's kind of keeping going, of that piece of topic. So, and that's the intent of the show, right? Like, it's to start the conversation, is to look at different opinions and then to break down echo chambers. But it's more anything to me to get us thinking, right? Like, we've learned so much through the show, but that's one takeaway of like, continue jumping off the show, continue to think through this, continue to push it forward, continue to learn what it is and how it affects your life, your family, or friends' lives, or whatever the case may be. But on top of that, both Shea and Divine were amazing. I love them both individually, but they were great on the show tonight.
Both of them I just want to agree with you on that and just kind of piggyback on that. Like, I love both of those human beings. I love them both, and I love that Divine was Divine. I love that Divine was Divine from Sip and Shade on Calling America.
I don't know what it is, like, whenever I'm like on video with Divine, not really like in front of her. Yeah. But on video, I'm like, for some reason, I get a little bit of an attitude, like, I
love it. And she, and I love that she, like, because she's like me, you know what I mean? Like, she's got something to say, she gonna say it, right? She has a different, not narrative. I don't want to say, but she has a divine approach to it. You know what I mean? A divine approach. Hello. And I love it. And it threw me off guard today. And I fucking loved that. I lived for it. I love the fact that when people come on, they are themselves and you know, and we had fun. Like tonight was fun. And so, had a great time with mine. Shea is an amazing person. You know, I honestly don't even know how I met Shea. But Shea has always like made me change my mind about things. Like one of the first things that she posted that I was like, damn, like I kind of want to know more about Shea was, you know, this white complete racist who changed his mind from you know what I mean? Like, and it was like this amazing.
He went from like a KKK supremacist
to a white supremacist went to like oh my God,
Matter.
that was such a bad life I was leading. Here's how I got into it. And so it was just like, damn, dude, we all get into things, you know? And so in regards to tonight's show, echo chambers are real. What I loved about tonight's show was that we discussed many different kinds of echo chambers. And I honestly didn't expect that from tonight's show. So I loved it. The police force echo chamber, you know, all ACAB is an echo chamber, you know, and so you
politics, education, healthcare, all potential.
And Divine said it best. There's a lot of ignorant people out there, and you may not know that you're one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kelvin.
I'm Taylor,
and that is our show. Oh, shoot. Ow. My goodness. No. Terrible. In the freaking broadcast.